Hello, Algebra Scholars. In sections 1.5 and 1.6, we're going to be adding and subtracting real numbers. And it's really a relatively straightforward process. But the first thing we have to do, step one, is to get rid of any double signs. If you have two signs in a row, positive and a negative and a positive, etc. So if you have a positive followed by a negative, we're going to replace the positive followed by a negative with just a negative. For example, 13 plus negative 2, here's the two signs in a row, we replace the positive and the negative with just a negative. So the problem becomes 13 minus 2. The same is true if you switch the negative and the positive. It still becomes a negative. So 14 minus positive 14, or sorry, excuse me, 10 minus positive 14 just becomes a minus. If you have two positives in a row, it stays positive. If you have two negatives in a row, it becomes a positive. So that 3 minus negative 11 becomes 3 plus 11. And the second rule for adding together two numbers with signs, either positives or negatives, is to see if the signs are the same or different. You can see that I've gotten rid of any double signs in the three problems that I put up here in this video. So if the signs are the same, like they are in this last problem, it says add the numbers and keep the sign. The sign is negative for both numbers, so we're just going to add 6 plus 10, which is 16, and because they're both negatives, the answer is simply negative 16. But if the signs are different, like they are in the first two problems, we're going to subtract this. We're always going to subtract the smaller number from the larger. So even though this is 4 minus 11, we're really going to treat it as 11 minus 4, and we'll get 7, but then it says take the sign of the larger number. Since the larger number was 11, its sign was negative, which means the answer will be negative. In the middle example, we'll also subtract the smaller number from the larger and get 9. And once again, we will take the sign of the larger number. The larger number was 12. Its sign was positive, so our answer stays positive. And that's how you add and subtract sign numbers.